Hey everybody, it's Robert here back with another video. And now I would like to give you some tips on using Garageband on the Mac or BandLab, which is actually very similar to Garageband for Windows. And this both should work on both the Mac for Garageband and the PC for BandLab. I will link the BandLab website for the Windows users in the description. I have 9 tips. So let's get started. Okay, here we go. First one. Turn off the metronome before you export any audio file, whether you're doing multi-track or single track. Turn off the metronome feature as well as the count in feature before exporting the audio file, or else you're going to get the click sound of the metronome in the file, and you don't want that. With the second tip is, well, related to the first tip. Use the metronome only when you're recording. Whether you're recording live audio in a way, like if you're recording from an actual instrument, or if you're using the built-in keyboard and synth pads. Use the metronome only to record, and then turn it off before you export the audio file. Number 3, put the vocals and the guitar or keyboard in separate tracks. So have a track for vocals or multiple tracks for vocals, just vocals, and one track for guitar, one track for piano, one track for the synth, and so forth. So for me, I only use about 5 to 8 tracks, or 5 to 10 tracks per song. Number 4, when you want to bring up the piano and synths, then Command K will do that. This here, see if we can get it on the top view. Right here, Command K. Here's the K. Whoops. Here's the K. Command K. And number 5, you should be using compression and EQ. Now, EQ basically is a frequency meter. Well, not just meter, but it also lets you manipulate the track. Like for example, you can put a filter on a vocal track at about 100 hertz. And also remember the threshold for human hearing goes from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. So for a vocal track, you want to put it at about 100 hertz, and for a bass track, you want to put the filter about at 40 hertz to just get out the boominess of anything below 40 hertz. because really anything below 40 hertz you don't need. And for the keyboards, same thing. You need a little bit of the low end as well. And compression. Now compression, what it does, it limits the dynamic range of the track. So in other words, it reduces the gain that the computer puts out on the track. So you want to use that to the extent where it should be about halfway down. The little meter there. Most tracks will have a meter. So you want to put the compression about halfway down that meter. Number 6, playing the keyboard using the computer keyboard will actually take some getting used to. So practice with the computer keyboard before you record your track. So don't start recording and try to learn how to use the computer keyboard to play an actual keyboard. So practice using it without recording it. Then once you get used to it, then you should record it. Number 7, use headphones while recording guitar and vocals tracks. That way the tracks will be isolated and there won't be any background noise. Or if somebody like pops in the room unexpectedly to bother you for something, you will not have to worry about the sound of their voices going into your music track. However, it's not really necessary when you're using the built-in keyboard. The built-in MIDI keyboard, using the Command K, and I think for BandLab users, I think it's Control K. Or something similar. You may have to just look at the BandLab software or at least the BandLab tutorial to be able to find the keyboard shortcut to bring up the MIDI keyboard. Number 8. Choose your instrument or synthesizer before hitting the record button. So choose your instrument before hitting the record button. If you need to, you do that. You can change it after, even after you record it, you can choose it. And number 9, test the mic you're going to use before recording anything. So if you're going to record a physical mic like this, which is not too good in quality, or if you're going to use something like this, test it with the software first. And also test it using Audacity, which definitely can help. And also test it with, of course, Garageband. So those are my 9 tips on using GarageBand. If you have any questions about EQ, compression, and last thing, do not play with the EQ or compression until after you finish recording it and you go through the recording. I'll see if I can show you, like, to screen capture GarageBand to show you how to use compression and EQ. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll Talk to you in the next video. Bye.